Look, the other day I was at the grocery store, standing in the cereal aisle, and I saw something that absolutely blew my mind. The box I usually buy was the exact same size as always, but it weighed 2 ounces less, and it cost $1 more. Now, most people look at that box and think, ugh, inflation is such a pain. Life is getting expensive. They complain for 5 minutes in the car, and they move on. But here's the thing. At Metric Invests, we don't just look at the price. We look at the only metric that actually matters: time. That extra dollar and those missing 2 ounces aren't just prices. They are hours of your life that just vanished. When your grocery bill jumps by 20%, it's not just your bank account bleeding. It's the time you spent at the office, away from your family or your passions. That was just officially devalued. Today, I'm going to show you why inflation isn't an economic problem. It's identity theft for your time. And if you don't understand the math behind it, you'll keep running on a hamster wheel that spins faster every day, just to stay in the exact same spot. My name is Max, and I spend way too much time thinking about the hidden mathematics of wealth. If you're someone who feels like you're working harder than ever, but your bank balance is just stuck, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. We're here to stop guessing and start measuring. Today, we are measuring exactly how much time the system is stealing from you. Let's challenge a common belief. Most people think inflation is prices going up. Wrong. Prices aren't going up. The value of your money is going down. Imagine you have a tape measure made of rubber. If you measure a room and that tape stretches every time you use it, the room isn't shrinking. Your tool is broken. The dollar is a broken tool. Since 1913, the US dollar has lost over 95% of its purchasing power. In the last 3 years alone, cumulative inflation has crossed 20%. Here's where you miss the point. You say, okay, Max, so my coffee is $5 instead of $4. I can afford that. But let's say you make $25 an hour after taxes. If your monthly expenses jumped by $200 because of inflation, you didn't just lose money. You lost 8 hours of your life every single month. That's an entire workday. In a year, that's 96 hours. Over 2 full work weeks. Deleted. It's like your boss telling you that you're going to work half of January for free. You'd quit on the spot, but you accept it from inflation because it's invisible. Let's get serious with the math. Meet average Joe. Annual income, $50,000 net. Hours worked, 2,000 a year. Value of Joe's time, $25 per hour. If inflation is at 5%, which is conservative, Joe needs $52,500 next year just to maintain his lifestyle. But if Joe doesn't get a 5% raise, the value of his hour drops to $23.75. That $2,500 gap represents 100 hours of his life. To buy the same groceries and pay the same rent, Joe has to work 100 extra hours. That's 2.5 extra hours every week. This is the money illusion. We cling to the $50,000 number on the contract while the real value evaporates. You might think, Max, but I invest. Sure, but if your portfolio returns 7% and inflation is 5%, you aren't getting rich. You're running a marathon just to gain a 2% margin. Without factoring inflation, you're flying a plane without an altimeter. Why don't we riot when prices rise? Because inflation is a slow motion tax. It's like boiling a frog. If you turn the heat up 1 degree at a time, the frog stays in the pot until it's too late. Governments and banks know this. Printing money dilutes the value of your pocket, but it happens so slowly that your brain fails to connect labor with the loss of power. Inflation punishes savers and rewards debtors. If you save $10,000 by grinding and skipping vacations, inflation eats the time you locked away. Meanwhile, someone with massive debt finds it easier to pay because dollars are worth less. Cash savings isn't a safe haven. It's a warehouse of time, currently on fire. So how do we fix this? We change the metrics. Step 1, calculate your real hourly wage. Subtract the costs of working. Gas, clothes, expensive lunches. From your net pay, divide it by the total hours you commit, including your commute. If the result is $15, that is your baseline. Is that gadget worth 10 hours of your life? If not, don't buy it. Step 2, assets, not liabilities. Own things that appreciate faster than the printer. Stocks, real estate, or your education. If you learn a skill that pays $50 instead of $20, you've created an inflation shield. Step 3, the automatic increase rule. If you haven't had a raise in 2 years, you just accepted a 10% pay cut. Be aggressive, yet because the system will not be kind. Time is your only non-renewable resource. You can make more money, but never more time. Inflation makes you work longer for less, but now you have the metric. Every smart investment is a battle for freedom. Don't be the frog in the pot. If this opens your eyes, comment metric below and subscribe. We have a lot more to measure. I'm Max. This is Alex Invests. If you don't measure it, you don't own it. See you in the next one.